Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a Hulk face paint tutorial today. I'm starting off with putting aloe vera all over my face. This is going to create a barrier between the paint and my skin, so when I eventually wash it off, it's not going to settle in and make me look green for the rest of the day. Just wait for that to dry. Alright, next I'm going to be taking a green face paint from the Wolfe palette and using water, I'm going to go ahead and activate that and just create a line down the center of my face. Now I ended up actually kind of hating this brush, so I switched over to a kind of fluffier eyeshadow brush to fill in the rest of my face. Alright, I've gone ahead and just skipped forward a little bit because I'm just painting half of my face green and I don't think anyone wants to actually sit here and watch me do that for 30 minutes. So right now I'm just going over the areas that weren't quite as opaque as I wanted them to be on my first layer, and then I'm going to start painting my eyelids. Now it's really important when you put any kind of water-based paint over your eyelids that you keep your eyes closed as much as you can to prevent any kind of creasing, and that you later set it with the powder. The powder is going to go ahead and seal that makeup, so that way when you open and close your eyes, you're not going to end up with a massive crease right down the center of your face. So now I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry a little bit. Alright, now I only have one green pigment and I thought it was matte. It actually turned out to be pretty shimmery, so I guess the Hulk is just going to be a little bit fabulous today. Yeah, getting that sparkle down. Now see this here, that is the face of regret right there. But we're just going to go ahead and move forward. The next thing I'm going to do is, starting from the center of my face, I'm going to kind of create a grimace expression that the Hulk likes to wear. So I'm going to make sort of a sideways teardrop shape, beginning from the center of my lips and moving outward. And I'm going to go ahead and fix that line because it wasn't quite as clean as I wanted it to be. But we're going to go ahead and make it look a little bit better later, so you don't have to worry about being too precise. Now next I'm going to go ahead and create Hulk's angry eyebrows. Now my eyebrows are pretty thick already, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill those in over top with black face paint. This is also from the Wolfe palette. And then starting at the inner corner, I'm going to sort of make a bit of an angry face and just make my eyebrow hairs look a little bit crazier and thicker and darker, just to get more of sort of a manly brow, even though I'm kind of rocking man brows already. And I'm sorry I keep looking to the side. I have a reference photo of the Hulk on my computer and I have to keep checking it just to make sure I'm getting the angles correct. Now after I finish my eyebrow, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the nose paint. Now because he always has an angry expression, his nose is kind of flared up and his nose is a lot higher than my own. So I'm going to go ahead and create a nostril just a little bit higher than my own and fill in the dark area with more black face paint. I'm using a slightly larger brush here just so I can cover more area. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the labial-nasal fold. And that's kind of your smile lines, I guess. But this is going to go ahead in the end make that large mouth look a lot more realistic. And here I'm just making an angry expression and finding where my face naturally kind of wrinkles. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that in again with black face paint. Now when it comes to the crow's feet, I'm actually going to make these a little bit longer and more exaggerated than my own, just because, you know, I want to make kind of a more exaggerated expression here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make sort of some angry lines underneath his mouth and kind of create sort of a lip sort of area. This is going to make it just a little bit more realistic in the final product. And I actually drew a line over my upper lip, and I ended up kind of hating it, so it's going to be gone later, don't worry. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and take just a generic sort of gray eyeshadow and sort of define the edge of my eye here a little bit. Now I'm taking that same gray and I'm mixing it with a little bit of black, and I'm just going to carve out the area of the cheekbones. Now he has really sharp, really high up cheekbones, and they come down pretty abruptly. So I'm going to create sort of a wavy shape on that side, and then taking a black eyeshadow, I'm going to start at the top of that line and drag the color down just to blend a little bit. Now it is really difficult to blend on top of these paints, so it's going to look a little bit patchy, but it's something that I will try to work on later. Now next I'm going to go ahead and take a black paint and just define that upper edge a little bit more sharply, because I am going for a bit of a comic book sort of look, so I am just a big fan of the harsh edges here. Now he has a bit of a cleft chin, and I'm sort of realizing here that it's not quite going to work out the way I want. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add some shading around the mouth. I'm going to start on the bottom lip, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch to an angled brush and just go ahead and drag some of that black color underneath the bottom lip that we created, just to give it a little bit more depth and show sort of more of a three-dimensional effect. Next, going in from that fold on our skin, I'm just going to go ahead and create some depth in that inner corner and pull it out a little bit, just so it looks like the cheek is sort of over that fold. And here I'm just taking some water and thinning out that black line, because like I said, I really just didn't like that choice. And then after that dries, I'm going to take some green paint and just go over it. And it's like nothing ever happened. Just gotta let that dry. Next, I'm going to go ahead and go in with that gray and black eyeshadow mix and just keep intensifying that shade on the fold, and then I'm going to go back in on the eye and just define that a little bit more. Now going in from the inner corner, I'm going to go ahead and just create a little bit of depth, just so that way it looks like the nose is a little bit more protruding from my face and my eyes are more sunken in. And then I'm going to go underneath the eye and create some eye bags, and going over the eyebrow, I'm just going to make a little bit more of a heavier eyebrow ridge, just so it looks a little bit scarier, I guess. And again, it is a little bit patchy, but you know, hopefully as I keep doing this, I'll find out a way to keep it looking not so shitty. Now, of course, I had to do this off camera, way to go, Emily, but I'm just taking a small flat brush and some white face paint, and I'm just going over the area in the mouth that we created, and I'm making blocky, thick teeth. Now, I'm going to sort of make this near the top of the mouth so that way they're visible in that upper grimace area, and then I'm going to create a gap in between to fill in with black, and I'm going to make the lower set of teeth. It can be useful to go ahead and open your mouth a little bit just to see where your own teeth line up, so that way when you do open your mouth and start talking, it doesn't look completely jarring. Now here I'm going to take some black face paint and just outline the bottom of those teeth, just to give us a nice barrier in between the two sets of teeth, so I can fill in the middle and hopefully not screw it up completely. This is also going to give us just a little bit of definition between those teeth, so it doesn't just look like a big white block. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and go in with a larger brush and just fill in that area between the teeth with straight black face paint. Alright, so apparently my camera stopped recording, so basically what I did was I went ahead and filled in the gum area with a mixture of pink and brown face paint and shaded it with some brown from the 88 palette. I also drew in some nose wrinkles with some black face paint. I threw in some hair. I drew a big black line around my face, and I went ahead and took some yellow from that same palette and shaded in my teeth. I also went ahead and drew a line over my upper lash line to create some definition, but that is about it. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.